Hey, what is going on, guys? It's LittleBigness here, and we have our championship battle for the UPA against Immortal Mentz, the coach of the Hague Hawluchas. And Mentz beat me in the regular season, but I did battle two people who did beat me in the regular season, and I came out on top. So I've always got the hope going. Mentz is a very threatening team. I'm going to start going into depth for the team builder because this is the championship. I got to go big and tell you everything that's going on here. So, he's got Thunder's Eye, and Thunder's Eye is an insane attacker. I got to watch out for a physical or special set, and I also can't get Prankster T-Wave. That's a huge problem. Prankster Taunt is another thing. I'm really worried about that Thunders. It's a very offensive threat, and I'm outsped by it for most of my Pokemon, so it's going to be scary. The Nasty Plot set's also scary. And he's got Hydreigon, which can be defensive. He's actually using it in a defensive role most of the time in this season. And I could see that again. I don't think he'll bring the Hydreigon personally because my Mega Gardevoir is too much of a presence. And I've got a lot of fairy coverage on a lot of other things. So Hydreigon could come, but he also couldn't. And also there's the offensive set, Choice Scarfer, Choice Specs, Life Orb, all that stuff. Hydreigon's a pretty damn good Pokemon. Tangrowth, he's been using a lot as a pivot this season, and there's the Assault Vest, there's the Fizz Def, both are pretty big threats. I do have things to hit it accordingly, though. It's just going to be really annoying to take down because of that Regenerator, but with the use of my Wall Breakers, I should be able to get by it. He's got Delphox, and Delphox is a pretty damn big threat, honestly. I think it's a really underrated special attacker in the game. And it's got a plethora of coverage. It's got good speed to where it can just outspeed almost all my Pokemon. I could see him bringing Delphox realistically, but I do think I've got the stuff to take it on with certain special walls. Then he's got Granbull, and Granbull is his only fairy type. I don't see a reason why he'd bring it when I have Excadrill and Arcanine, but it can be a defensive cleric, and it can also be offensive with its insane attack set. Then he's got Purugly, and Purugly he brought last time, which was a bit of a weird one to me, but I could see him bringing it again because Purugly, it's got Defiant, so it can come in on my Arcanine's Intimidate, and then it gets attack boosted. And then it's also got a lot of priority and outspeeds my entire team. It's a pretty big threat, honestly. Then he's got Mega Metagross, the biggest threat on his team. I feel like I'm saying threat all over again, but he's got that good of a draft. Mega Metagross, I basically had to prep an entire Mon for this thing, even though I can use that Mon for different things. Problem with Mega Metagross, honestly, there's been discussion for it being banned next season, which we're pretty sure it will be. And basically it can run the right coverage move to hit any of my physical walls, and that is really annoying for me. So I really had to prep for this thing really carefully. But I did think I got the set right to where I can be able to take it on. And he's got Suicune, and Suicune is a defensive threat. He's brought every single week he's had a battle, even though last week he didn't have a battle because some stuff went on. Suicune is Crocoon. I hate that thing. He's been bringing things like Mirror Coat on it a lot this season. I gotta watch out for that. He could bring Roar, you know, the Roarcoon set. Suicune even could be offensive. It's just so bulky on both sides. I really have to make sure I can hit that thing hard. Then he's got Nidoqueen, and Nidoqueen has the greatest coverage. I do know quite a bit that Nidoqueen can do since I had Nidoking in a league before. But Nidoqueen, it's got such good coverage on the special side. It's pretty damn bulky too. A lot of my Pokemon can't hit it super effectively though, so I'm really happy about that. He's got Sock, and Sock is an incredibly strong fighting type. It's got that banded, sturdy, close combat that can basically take out any Pokemon in its path. Sock is incredibly hard hitting. Should be able to get by it though. He could even bring a Scarf set, and a Scarf set could actually do a number to my team. And he's got Cofagrigus, which was on my roster early on this season, but I decided to drop it in favor of, what did I get? Druddigon. And Druddigon, I think, actually put in a bit more work than Cofagrigus would have. The only thing that's unfortunate is that would have been my Mega Metagross check for sure. But it can be a spin blocker. It's got Mummy, which is a very interesting ability, and I gotta play around that, even though I don't really have any Pokemon that gets affected by Mummy too bad. It's got some good Spadef too, and I can watch out for a Nasty Plot or Calm Mind, Trick Room type of sweeper set. Then he's got Armaldo, and that's the only hazard remover on his roster, so that would be the only reason why I would see it be brought. It can be offensive in a way, and it can be defensive on both sides, but it has a lot of weaknesses, so I can really exploit those. So we're going to get right into the team now, and first things first, I decided to bring a Scarf Excadrill. I knew I wanted to bring Excadrill because I wanted a Rapid Spinner, but I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to bring Excadrill. I finally decided on a Choice Scarf set, and this set outspeeds everything on his team since Perugly's his fastest member. That investment with speed allows me to outspeed it with Choice Scarf. And then he's got a certain amount of defense. I think it's for Earthquakes from Mega Metagross, and Spadef for, I think it might be stuff from Tangrowth, and maybe Thunderous Focus Blast. It's stuff like that. Excadrill, it doesn't really get OHKO'd by much on his team, which is really good. It probably gets OHKO'd by Delphox Fire Attack, and maybe something from Hydreigon. Might not even get OHKO'd by a Hydreigon unless it's Specs or Life Orb. It would get OHKO'd by an Earth Power from Nidoqueen, but it doesn't really get OHKO'd by much, which I'm really happy about. Then I've got Earthquake, Iron Head. Earthquake is to hit a lot of his threats. I've got the Mold Breaker, so I can hit the Hydreigon with an Earthquake. I think it hits everything but the Thundurus. Yeah, it hits everything but the Thundurus, and that's why I've got Rocks, because his only removers are Armaldo, and he's got a lot of stuff that's weak to it, including Armaldo. He's got Delphox that's weak to it, Thundurus that's weak to it, and Stealth Rocks are always nice to have up. I like to get Stealth Rocks set up. I'm not sure exactly how I'll be able to get it set up. So, Excadrill can be a late game sweeper, but it's really there for a lot of utility as well. I really want those Rocks up though, so I can weaken Thundurus, because I think that's incredibly important. I don't really have much to hit Thundurus even with this Excadrill. I thought about packing Rock Slide, but I thought Stealth Rocks would have the longevity and be more worth it. Rapid Spin, because I know Mence is a smart player and likes to set up his rocks. He's got rockers with Nidoqueen. That's his most common rocker. He can even bring it on Mega Metagross, but I think his only other rockers are Armaldo. So I'm expecting rocks on Nidoqueen or Armaldo. If not, then he's probably playing without rocks, which I think is a bit of a mistake on his part, since I do have quite a few things weak to rocks. But we'll see how it goes. I think Excadrill could come through. Monty Mole, please do me well. People are just going to say that in a bad way. I know that's going to be a thing. Then we've got Umbreon, Mr. Game & Wish, and I've actually got a kind of speedy Umbreon, which people might be confused by. But I've got Foul Play, Toxic, Wish, and Taunt. The reason why I have that speed is so I can taunt if a Suicune only has 8 points in speed, I can taunt it with 172 speed, and it won't be able to hit me first, so I get to move first against it, which is pretty beneficial. And this thing is a special wall. It can live a hit from a Thunderous Focus Blast. It's Life Orb. Doesn't really take much from Hydreigon, Tangrowth, stuff like that. I would love to Toxic a lot of his Wall Core, and I can definitely Toxic the Suicune, because I'll be able to taunt it and let it not be able to rest. I'd love to Toxic Tangrowth, I'd love to Toxic Hydreigon, I'd love to Toxic anything. Cofagrigus. I know I can't Toxic Nidoqueen, and Nidoqueen is a big threat because of that, but this was really the best special wall I had. I thought about going with Excadrill as a special wall, but then that still got bought by Nidoqueen, and I wouldn't be able to have the proper investment to where I'd be able to take it out. Umbreon, I wanted to bring it because of the Wish Pass. I originally wanted to Spike Sack with Garbodor, but then I realized I'm not hitting Thundurus or Hydreigon, which are things that I definitely want to weaken, and Armaldo could be brought anyway, so it's not really worth it. I was bringing a Scarf Garbodor, actually, that was the plan, but it just didn't really fit, and I needed more, it's something more passive, really. I didn't think I was going to be able to beat this team with some offense. It's a pretty defensive team, actually. Anyway, for the next Pokemon, we've got Manaphy with a Wakan Berry, and this is for Thunderbolts from Thundurus, so I can survive those, as well as Thunder Punches from Metagross, which I think Thundurus will be coming in on this thing to Thunderbolt it, and then also Mega Metagross might come in to hit Thunder Punch. But I've got Tailghost Scald, Ice Beam, Energy Ball, and I've brought that exact coverage so much this season, but Scald's for the stab. It hits things like Mega Metagross, which I'd love to snag a burn on. You know, it hits Nidoqueen, and it hits, you know, most of the stuff that I want to hit neutrally. It hits Delphox as well, even though I won't even be outspeeding Delphox. Now I've got Ice Beam for things like Thundurus, Hydreigon, Tangrowth. Ice Beam's a pretty damn big coverage move. And then Energy Ball is really there for the Suicune, and I think this coverage should be able to get it done. When I'm +3, I should be able to hit a lot of the stuff neutrally and probably knock it out with Scald. Or if not, do a lot, and then it'll probably knock them out after rocks. Then, you know, Manaphy, it's just going to be that type of thing that I'll probably want to sweep with. If he has one of the Pokemon left between Thundurus and Mega Metagross, this is definitely what I'll want to use to sweep. I really see no reason not to, since this thing outspeeds everything but Thundurus, Purugly, Metagross, and Delphox, which I think he'd only bring 2 of the 4. He might bring 3, but I don't think things like Purugly will even be able to hit me hard enough to where I can, if I'm at a good amount of health, I'll be able to sweep. So Manaphy could come in big this week. I'm really hoping it does. It's really what I need out of it. Then we have Sanic, our Shaman. I haven't brought this thing in a long time, but it's coming back because this thing wrecks his wall core. His wall core is really Hydreigon, Tangrowth, Suicune, and Nidoqueen. And this thing wrecks it with just this coverage. I thought about running Earth Power to hit the Nidoqueen, but Seed Flare hits it hard enough. So I've got Seed Flare, Air Slash, Dazzling Gleam, and Synthesis. Seed Flare hits the Suicune super hard, make sure it can't set up on me. Then I can always go for a Seed Flare, and then if something comes in, I can always drop its Spadef because there's a good chance to do that with 40%. And something's going to be tremendously weakened by the Shaman. Air Slash is there to hit the Tangrowth because I think if he brings an Assault Vest Tangrowth or a Spadef Hydreigon, those things will be the things to come in. And then I can Air Slash or Dazzling Gleam them respectively with that super effective coverage. Speed Investment Store, I can outspeed Hydreigon. It's the same situation on Manaphy. Shaman could come in really big this week. I think it can. It's really got the coverage to be able to run through his entire team, wall break it all. Really hoping Shaman can come in. It hasn't really done too much for me this season. I did a lot of stuff early season, but it didn't really do too much later because I started missing Seed Flares, I started losing faith, and I didn't really find the matchup to where the Seed Flares were too beneficial, or even defensive Shaman was too beneficial. So, hoping Shaman can do work. I'm not sure if you'd expect Shaman, because a lot of people probably think it's not towards my playstyle. I do like Shaman a lot, it's just the Seed Flares, sometimes they don't always come into fruition, so. Next we have Arcanine, and it's a Shuca Berry with Intimidate. This is my physical wall, especially for the Mega Metagross. I gotta watch out with Purugly there. I think I can survive some stuff pretty well from Sock. Granbull as well. This thing can hit a lot of things. With the Overheat, you might catch that 80 special attack investment, and I'm a relaxed nature. That Overheat, it will, I think it has like a 50% chance to OHKO Mega Metagross after Rocks, which is enough for me, because that would at least put it in extreme speed range, and I'll be able to hit the Mega Metagross and knock it out no matter what with this Arcanine. I'm expecting him to bring Earthquake, and that's why the Shuca Berry. I don't want the Air Balloon because that's a one-time thing, and if I just get hit with Arcanine, which is something that I'll want to be switching in a lot, I don't think it'll work out too well, because I will get hit with Contact, or just anything in general, and it will pop. The Shuca Berry may be something I can hide, and then that way I can also take the Earthquake, and he'll not expect it, you know? So, now I've got Will-O-Wisp. I'd love to burn a lot of things. There's so many things I'd love to burn, especially the Mega Metagross, the Sock, your Maldo, Purugly, Granbull, stuff like that. I wouldn't mind burning things like Thundurus, Hydreigon, even Tangrowth. I'd prefer to Toxic some of those things, but I'm fine with the Willow on it. And Extreme Speed's there for that priority in case I need it late game. I just think it's worth it to have Extreme Speed on any Arcanine set, because it's one of the best moves in the game, honestly. I've got the Morning Sun for the recovery, so hopefully I can stay alive a bit more. And then we have Mariah, our Mega Gardevoir. I haven't brought this to a single playoff match, but this was my MVP during the season. So, it's got Sub-Calm Mind, Hyper Voice, Psyshock. Basically, the plan is to bring this in if a Hydreigon or a Sock comes, because he'll know I'm outspeeding it. Or, you know, possibly a Nidoqueen if it's low. No, probably not Nidoqueen actually. But it mainly Hydreigon, stuff like Sock, stuff that's low enough in general. Stuff that I can sub up on, because if I can sub up on something that's up in Calm Mind, this thing does so well. This is kind of my gimmick type of thing, but I really want this thing to break walls and break cores and do all that good stuff. I thought about running Shadow Ball, but this thing is kind of bought by Mega Metagross anyway. I did Calc Pursuit because I think that would be the move he would bring. If not, he brings Bullet Punch, which means it's a reliable switch into my Arcanine anyway. But it doesn't do enough to the Mega Gardevoir on the switch out, so, you know, it's fine. If I can set up some Calm Minds and take out Mega Metagross, this thing might be able to sweep. When I look at this team, yeah, I think it can. I think he might be scared that I'm outspeeding Hydreigons. But I actually decided to go with this investment so I can have a modest nature and hit as hard as possible. So, that's going to be the team, and the battle will be up probably the day after I upload this. And I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoy the battle. I am pumped for this championship, but nervous as all hell. And I'll see you guys later. Peace!